Good morning. Is that better? All right. My name is Jacob Edwards, and I am a senior at Godwin High School. I will be attending Radford University next fall. And I've really seen God in two ways. I've been a member of Epiphany ever since I was born. Like, I was baptized here and everything. My family normally comes to 11 o'clock services, but when I was younger, I wouldn't really do anything like youth group, or I'd occasionally go to Sunday school and that kind of stuff. And the first thing I really did was my sophomore year. I went on a mission trip to the Eastern Shore, and it really opened things up for me. Before we left, I was nervous, and I thought that I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I ended up enjoying it, because I'd never really been to anything like that before. So when we first got down there, they split us up, like guys downstairs in one room and girls upstairs in another. And then once we settled in and got our sleeping arrangements, we went outside as a church and we started playing like Foursquare and Ultimate Frisbee. And that's kind of like the turning point for me. That's when I realized that everybody was so inviting and they wanted me to be there just as much as I wanted to be there. And it was they weren't just inviting to me. They were inviting to the other churches that were there with us. At the end, everybody got into a line, and we ended up having a giant Foursquare game. So you once you got out, you had to wait 5 minutes to get back in. Then the next day, we got our missions. So my group was part of helping out a thrift shop, and we would clean up and move furniture and things around for them. Well, one of our leaders was Brad, and he had a great idea of building a shelf for them, so that way they could place some of the stuff up and help display it. So him and I and a few others got together, and we went out to find some wood and cutting tools. So we spent the day building a shelf, and at the end of the day, when we gave it to the owners, they were so grateful, and it was just the look on their face was the best part of it, because they were so happy and grateful. And the next day, we went to Dreamland, and it's kind of like a trailer park, a lot of Hispanic families around there. And my sophomore year, I was in Spanish too, so I thought I'd be able to communicate with them a little bit. Well, when I first got there, we were sent to help paint their houses and that kind of stuff. So I started talking to their kids in Spanish a little bit, and they thought it was cool that I knew a little bit, and then they started trying to keep talking to me, and they were talking so fast and saying things that I'd never heard, and I was just slow down. And they loved to help paint with us, and I think they liked painting on us more than they liked painting on the houses. Then we all got together, and we played a giant soccer game with kids and adults and the youth. And they were really good. Really good. We didn't stand a chance. But another place that I've really seen God is through sports. I've been playing baseball since I was 3 or 4 years old, and football since I was about 6. And sports have kind of consumed most of my life. It's a big reason I couldn't come to Sunday school or that kind of stuff, because I'd have a Little League game or a rec football game. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had the dream of playing football or baseball at Virginia Tech. It's been my dream. When I was younger, I used to think that anybody could play sports in college if they wanted to, which is partly true. But it's getting harder and harder for you to play sports in college, and the requirements are getting like stronger and stronger. Like you have to be a certain height, you have to be a certain like body build, you have to run a certain speed, have to have a certain strength. But that's not just for sports. Like most jobs require you to have a certain strength in your line of work and even hobbies. You have to be decent at the hobby to do it. But the one thing that doesn't require you to be good at anything is like God's love. He'll love you no matter if you're good or bad at certain things. The only thing he really requires you to do is believe in him and love him back. Thank you.